Hello and welcome. I'm Jake and this is Mysterious Planet, where we delve into some of the world's greatest mysteries, including the supernatural, scientific and archaeological mysteries, as well as various conspiracies. This bonus episode is titled 2016 Mass Clown Sightings and deals with the sudden mass sightings of evil clowns in nearly every U.S. state, 9 out of 13 provinces in Canada, as well as 18 other countries, starting in August 2016 and peaking in mid-October of that year. Why did so many of these sightings suddenly begin occurring in so many different places? Was there a significant precursor to these 2016 sightings? And were any of these sightings not pranks, but truly malevolent? Find out these answers and more on Mysterious Planet. Thanks for joining us. August 2016. Groups of parents are shocked when their children begin telling them of clowns lingering at the edge of a dark forest, trying to lure them into the shadows. According to the children, the clowns live deep in the forest, near a house by the pond. Although this sounds like the stuff of horror fiction, it was actually a report filed by the Sheriff's Office of Greenville, South Carolina, in mid-August 2016. The report stated that the clowns were allegedly attempting to lure the children into the woods with money. Cops found no evidence of clown costumes at the house by the pond. Another report from the area was from a woman walking home late one night who saw a clown waving at her from under a streetlight. Another woman said that her son had heard the rattling of chains as well as banging at their front door. For a while, the police were not sure whether these claims were true or just the children's imaginations. Because of inaction from the police, local residents began taking the law into their own hands, firing shots into the woods in the direction of the clown sightings. The local hysteria continued as many residents reported not leaving the house without their guns, quote, for fear of the clowns, unquote. Shortly after these incidents in South Carolina, more clown sightings began popping up in Canada. In Nova Scotia, a 24-year-old man wearing clown attire was arrested for grabbing at a young boy's clothing. In central Newfoundland, police were called to investigate a number of creepy clown sightings. Meanwhile, the mass clown sightings began spreading to almost all 50 states in the U.S. So the big question is, what caused this mass hysteria and this mass number of clown sightings in the U.S.? One theory suggests one 2013 sighting in Northampton, England, could have been a precursor to all of this. The Northampton clown sightings, which lasted September through October in 2013, were actually the work of 3 local filmmakers. The 3 filmmakers posted these sightings to a Facebook page dedicated to the Northampton clown. The clown bears a resemblance to Pennywise from Stephen King's It. Then, in March of 2014, a man from Italy began racking up hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, with videos of himself, dressed as a clown, going out and scaring people. The following year, in 2015, a creepy clown was spotted walking around at night in a cemetery in Chicago, Illinois. 2 people walking in the cemetery saw the clown from a distance and began recording it. The clown spotted them and began waving at them, before darting into a dark forest nearby. Police were notified, yet never made any arrests. It's speculated that these incidents, coupled together, ultimately served as precursor events to the eventual mass hysteria and sightings of 2016. Another possible series of precursor events took place in 2014 in Jacksonville, Florida. Several homeowners who had surveillance cameras outside of their houses reported seeing clowns within the footage. Sure enough, the unsettling surveillance tapes were released to the internet. In the surveillance tapes, a clown can be seen slowly walking up the steps of a homeowner's front porch in the middle of the night. Once the clown gets to the top of the steps, it stands still and stares blankly at the camera for quite a while. It then grabs a pumpkin that is sitting on the front porch. I believe this was around Halloween time, and smashes the pumpkin to bits. This is just one of many unsettling surveillance videos. Authorities were contacted once the unsettling tapes were seen by the homeowners, yet no arrests were ever made. Now, I'm sure everyone listening, especially those of you who are deeply afraid of clowns, would like to believe that all of the clown encounters of 2016 were just a bunch of, well, clowning. But is it really safe to say that none of these clowns were actually violent? Well, no. Because as it turns out, there were several cases of violent clowns in the month of October in 2016. By October 25th, several news outlets reported threats of a massive clown purge that will be taking place on Halloween Eve of 2016. Although a mass clown purge didn't end up taking place, a man in Orange County, Florida had a horrifying experience on Halloween that was likely a result of the earlier clown purge threats. The Orange County man, along with his brother, 2 women, and 5 children, were all driving down a back road at 11 o'clock at night, when suddenly, an unknown object flew from out of nowhere and hit their truck. Curious, the men got out to check and see what it was, and if there was any damage to the truck. When they did, they were attacked by 20 people wearing clown masks and purge masks. The victims reported that the attackers were carrying hockey sticks, bats, and knives. One of the brothers was cracked over the head with a hockey stick, the other stabbed with a machete-like weapon. Thankfully, the 2 survived their injuries. It should come as a relief to all of you who are afraid of clowns that the mass sightings have since died down. It is safe to say that the mass focus on these sightings can most likely be pointed to mass hysteria, similar to the hysteria when people believed that Dungeons and Dragons inspired Satanism in their youth. I hope that everyone listening found this bonus episode to be informing, and I also hope that none of you experience any of these creepy clown sightings anytime soon on our mysterious planet. Thanks for joining us. Good night.